is this beautiful edge design featuring single crochets that come out of the work. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the Pintuck Ridge Edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. So for this design, you're going to start with a foundation chain that's any number of stitches plus 1 for your base chain. In my case, I have 16. We're going to begin with row 1. For row 1, you're going to work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So you skip the first one and into the next, a single crochet. Then you're going to do 1 single crochet into each chain all the way down. So do that all the way to the end and I'll see you when you're done. Okay. This here is the end of row 1. I've done 1 single crochet into each one of the foundation chains. Let's move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to start with a chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the front loop only of each single crochet. So front loop only, what this means is if we flip our work, so you're looking at it from above, you'll see these V's facing that way. So you've got those V's there. And the loop closest to you is the front loop. So I'm just going to demonstrate here and undo it. So normally you go under both of the loops, right? Like this. Instead, we're just going to go through the front loop. So just grab one and it's the one closest to you. So we're actually going to be going into each stitch. So the first one's a little harder to see. This is my chain 1 here. The next one is my single crochet. And I'm going in the front loop only with a single crochet. And I'm going to do that into each stitch all the way down. Front, it's hard to show you from above. Front loop only, single crochet. Then again, front loop only, single crochet. So do this all the way to the end and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, this here is the end of row 2. We've created 1 single crochet into each stitch in the front loop only. And I want to show you that in the back here, you will have your exposed back loop. So this kind of line that formed on this side is the back loop of those single crochets that you didn't work into. And that's going to be important for our next row. So let's begin row 3 by chaining 1 and flipping your work. Now we're going to do a single crochet into that loop that's exposed, into the back loop of the previous, the back loop of the single crochet of 2 rows ago. So it's going to be, I'll show you with my needle here. You're going to be working into these loops here. That, and that. All the way to the end. That's the back loop of the single crochet. Of course, now because you're at the other side, it feels like the front loop. So you're going to go into that loop and do a single crochet. You're going to do it a little tall. And so that is what we want to do. We're just going to work single crochets, a little bit looser, not super loose, but not tight either. Going into those exposed loops from 2 rows ago. So let's do that all the way to the end and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, I'm almost done row 3 here, but I just want to show you that now these single crochets that you're creating are kind of coming out of the work, right? So just remember this is row 3 because we're going to be working on top of these stitches on the next row. But because now you have a lot of sides, I don't want you to get all confused. I'm not done row 3 yet. I'm going to be doing my second to last here, single crochet. And now my very last one. This here is the end of row 3. And now you have a lot of sides. So let's move on to row 4. We're chaining 1 and flipping your work. So again, the row 3 is this one that comes out of the work kind of upwards. And now for row 4, we're just going to do a single crochet on top of each one of those stitches of row 3. So just do 1 single crochet normally under both loops all the way to the end for row 4. And I'll see you when you're done. Okay, this here is the end of row 4. I've done a single crochet into each one of the stitches. Now we're going to move on to row 5. Chain 1 and flip your work. And row 5 is also just a row of single crochets. So you're going to go into each stitch under both loops and do 1 single crochet all the way to the end. Do that and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, this here is the end of row 5. So now for this edge design, all you want to do is repeat rows 2 through 5 2 more times. So I'll do row 2 once again with you just to begin it. Row 2 is a chain 1 and flip our work. This is the row where you do single crochets into the front loop only. So front loop is going to be the one closest to you. And do single crochets all the way to the end. Then in the next row is when you go into that back loop, the one that's being exposed right now, and then you do your 2 rows of single crochets, just regular single crochets. Do rows 2 through 5 twice more, then cut off your yarn and thread your ends through, and I will show you what this looks like. Okay, here we have it. I've done those repeats from row 2 to 5 2 more times. And so now you have 3 rows that kind of come out of the work, adding, it just kind of looks like lanes, but it adds a lot of depth to the work. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.